I'm shooting a mukbang. Yep. I got some seafood. It's going down. Oh. This is enough for one person, clearly. And this is from this place called The Boil Daddy. Let's get a little, let's get a thumbnail. Baby. Okay. That's that. All right. My cat is about to piss me off already. I could tell she gonna be irritating. Let me take this off because it's hot. Whew. So you know how you have like a little small minor sickness that you feel and then you Google it? That was the wrong thing I did. I Googled my little, because I had some pain in my stomach. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's sausage. Ew, disgusting. I hate it. Seriously. I got some shrimp. Sausage, I guess. Corn and potato. And I already know she about to try to be all up in the mix. Trying to figure me out. I'm trying to see how should I do this. Fuck. I don't know. But what's up? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It is 2023. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to have me a good year. Yes, I'm drinking Modelo in a wine glass because I'm fancy. The hell? Ooh, the sauce is not spicy. Y'all can probably hear everything outside. My bad. I suck. I know. Get off my table. I see, no, babe. I know it smells so good. Ooh, y'all should have seen her face just now. She said she wants something so bad. I don't blame her. It's really good. The sausage, I could have 86 the sausage, but everything else is pretty cool. It's decent. Squeeze that lemon. Move! Get down! Icy, move! 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 Icy, get out! Sometimes I gotta be a little extra. Y'all wanna look in the bag? Oh, I'm not gonna waste it. That did nothing. This is a nice little personal size though. Like, I'm really not mad at this because I never finish it all. So, it's perfect to me. I feel like they could have definitely added a little bit more, like, vegetable. Like, the sauce is not gunky. I like my sauce to be super gunky. You know what I mean? hot. I'm starving. So, a little bit about me. Because I don't really talk about myself that much on this channel. I just be acting like y'all already know who I am. I mean, I'm really just a normal ass bitch. No! Get away. I'm about to put you out. Oh, she would be sick if I touched her fur with this stuff on my hands. What would happen? Any cat lovers? Please comment if you're a cat lover. Mmm. 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 I'm gonna scoot over this way. Mmm. Baby, my jeans is unbuttoned. I don't care. I had a little stomach ache before I started this video. Oh, that's what I was saying. I had like a little stomach ache and I Googled it and it was saying I might have cancer. I'm like, why Google gotta be so extra? Google is extra. Like, how dare y'all tell me I might have cancer? That's crazy. Mmm. Mmm. I need to get a little comfortable. Hold up. It's a little bit better. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. So a little bit about me. I'm from New Orleans. But Hurricane Katrina happened and my mom moved us to Houston. During Hurricane Katrina, my mom was in labor. We literally not escaped, evacuated while my mom was having my little brother. And I was too young to drive, and also was my older sister. So my mom drove us 5 hours. Literally, we sat in traffic for 5 hours while she was having contractions. And she was indeed in labor. She was like 10 months pregnant at this point. We didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. We have hurricanes every year. But the storm took us out. So me, my mom, and my sister evacuated from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, which is only an hour away, but there's only one way to get in and one way to get out. So that whole freeway was just stopped up. So we were in traffic for 5 hours. My stepdad at the time was a cop. So he stayed back and served, did his job. We pulled over at the first exit we could. My mom had my little brother. And then the next morning when we woke up in the hospital, we saw how bad the storm had hit. And people were getting airlifted into the hospital we were at. It was crazy. We didn't know. We didn't know it was gonna be that bad. We had no idea. But like there was no cell phone service, so you couldn't call anybody. You couldn't text, nothing. Like there was no service. It was a disaster. Like it took the whole city out. So the rest of my family, like my grandmother, my grandmother, my cousins and all of them, they had evacuated to Mississippi. And if you're from the South, you know like a lot of those states are right by each other. So they went to Mississippi. So after my mom had the baby, like 2 days passed, we were in the hospital. You're supposed to stay in the hospital for like almost a week after you have a baby. But my mama was like, fuck that, we leaving. I gotta go find my mama, my uncle, my brother, like, you know, that's my mom talking. So my mom got us in the car, drove us 6 hours to Mississippi 2 days after having a baby. My mama's the strongest, baddest bitch I know, period. That corn, boy. So yeah, she got us out of there, drove us to Mississippi. We get to Mississippi. Mind you, we didn't call nobody because we couldn't call anybody before we got there. We just drove there like we was going down the street. And when we got there, my grandmother had left Mississippi and drove to New Orleans trying to find us. So we missed her by like 1 day. She drove to New Orleans. We couldn't call her to say like turn around, come back. It was crazy. It was like living in like the old days for real. So we drove back to New Orleans, but we couldn't get in. So we stopped in Baton Rouge at one of my cousin's girlfriends at the time. We stayed at her house. She let us stay with her in Baton Rouge with a newborn baby, me, my mom, and my sister. So we finally got in touch with my stepdad, who was a cop, because this reporter from People magazine came to the hospital that we were at and she interviewed us. And she told my stepdad for us that my mom had the baby. Crazy, right? And when we finally met up with him, which was like a month after the storm, the lady, he told us, he was like, this reporter found me in the city and she showed me a picture of my brother, of the baby, and told me that you had the baby. And he had the picture in his hand. It was crazy. So then my mom moved us. We stayed in a hotel for like 3 months until we finally heard that we should go to Houston. So the hurricane hit in August. I didn't go back to school until like October, my 7th grade year. I was out of school for like 4 months. So we moved to Houston and started a whole new life in Houston. I did not want to move to Texas. I thought it was going to be horses and cows and country. And it was, but I actually enjoyed Houston a lot. That's literally my second home. I went to high school there, college, a little bit of middle school. I went to the school Beyonce went to, Welch. Met some great people. Met the love of my life, whose name will go unremained. But you know who you will. We're not together, but I love him. My friends know too. But yeah. My brother's nickname is Storm because he was born during a storm. But it was crazy. Our house didn't get ruined as much, but we just couldn't go back. And my mom was very like, or she is still to this day, very adamant about her home. So like all that stuff happening, she was just like, yeah, no, I can't live here. And in Houston, she made a lot more money. So she was like, oh, this is it. Get comfortable. And my sister did not want to move to Texas, so she actually left us and went to stay with her dad in New Orleans for like a year, which is crazy because me and my sister are best friends. So when she left to go back to New Orleans, I was sad. But she ended up coming back because her daddy and her got into an argument, and she came back, period. My powers worked. Just kidding. But yeah, that's who I am. A girl from New Orleans. Now I live in Los Angeles. LA, downtown to be specific. That's why y'all could hear all that stuff in the back. I'm a freelance stylist. I also do music from time to time. And acting, modeling, you know, the whole nine. All the works. And I made it out. Honestly, if Katrina never happened, I would probably have a few kids. Probably a baby daddy in jail or some shit. I was ghetto. And I love the hood niggas. My ex-boyfriend from my childhood, he's paralyzed now. That should tell you everything. Everything you need to know about me. But yeah, that's my story. I'm 29 years old, single, no kids. I don't get into trouble. You know, I do me. I do my own thing. I live my life. I'm looking for love. I want to travel more. I've never been out the country yet. So that's something I want to do. And yeah, like I really do praise my mom for getting us safely out of that situation with literally all the might that she had, which wasn't that much because she had just had a whole baby, which is still crazy to me to this day. Like, I couldn't even do that just having cramps, bitch. You just pushed a whole human out of your puss. And it's still going. Strong. I love her. But I'm honestly thinking about creating, you know, that story because it's a lot more. It's a lot more. There's a lot of legal things that I also can't talk about with my stepdad. He was involved in a massacre shooting during the storm. And I don't think I should really talk about it, but he went to prison for a long time and now he's home. I'm not gonna say his name because you can Google what happened. And it was a horrible story. But he's home now. He's good, you know. Hey, I think I finished all this food. It wasn't that much in here. Damn. How much was my total? $20. That's not too shabby for $20. I usually spend like $80 on this every time. $80 to like $100. Y'all know seafood is expensive. I don't like that sausage. Dang. Okay, I'm just gonna suck the head. But yeah. If you from New Orleans and you went through Katrina, hit me up. I really want to make my story into like a movie or a TV show, something, because it's a great story. It's kind of beautiful, like a love story. Ah! She chewed on my charger. Move! Yeah. What you want? She's on my nerve. But if you're from New Orleans or you are a film person, hit me up because I really want to make some good TV. I'm also an actress. I went to school for broadcast journalism. I went to Sam Houston State. It was a boring ass school, honestly. I was depressed as fucking college. I hated. I didn't want to be in Texas. I didn't want to go to college. My mama forced me to go. Ah! I cut my lip. I actually wanted to come to California. which is crazy. I never thought I would actually come to California. But I ended up here. How did I move to Cali? I had an audition for a girl group, a singing girl group, like Destiny's Child. And I came here to be in the girl group. Didn't work out. I lived with my homegirl for like a month or two. Thought it was gonna be a week or two. Ended up being a month or two. Got an apartment in Koreatown. If you're familiar with LA, you know what Koreatown is. It's where everybody start, pretty much. And then I just, you know, found my way. My homegirl, who I live with, helped me find a job. My car broke down on me right before I moved here, so I came here with no car. I didn't have a car for like 2 years in LA. I rode the train and I rode Ubers. But back in the day, Ubers were cheap. Like, I used to get in Ubers for like $2 sometimes. A lot of times, actually. The most, if an Uber was like $10, I would be like, oh my God, it's so expensive. Like, they used to be so cheap. But, my house is expensive as fuck now. I've had a few cars since then. And yeah, I'm pretty much a NOLA baby, living out her dreams. Like, I'm like literally the result of, you know, that world. I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life when I was in New Orleans. I just knew, you know, I liked to dance. I was on the dance team. I was a majorette. You know, I hung out with my cousins a lot. I had great friends, but it was no real structure. It was just like, you know, ghetto shit. But when I moved to Texas, honestly, that gave me a whole new perspective on life. I got around some really good friends. And move! You know, but coming to LA was what changed everything. When I came to LA, it was a whole... Back up! Back up! Move! Look, she excited. She licking her lips and shit. I'm gonna give her a piece, watch. Here. You think she gonna die? She might throw up. Huh? I'm gonna give her a piece of sausage. Here. Ooh. I don't think the cat's supposed to eat that. But yeah, moving to LA changed my life because I met so many different types of people from all over the world. From different countries, different background. I dated a white guy for the first time in LA. Made friends with people from, one of my best friends, my roommate, my old roommate, she's from Brazil. I would have never had that experience for real. If from the part of New Orleans where I was from, I probably would have never had that experience. Like, my mama was from uptown, my dad was from the lower 9th ward, like ghetto. My dad spent a lot of time in prison. My grandmother, my dad's mom, was in prison my entire life until like the last year, right before Katrina, and she died. You know, basic living. My mama was a medical assistant there. My grandmother worked for like an insurance company. My uncle was also in prison. I didn't really have anybody to look up to. I didn't have anybody to look up to, or a life that I thought, you know, I could actually like be something special or, you know, big. I didn't have any big dreams. The only thing I wanted to do was I wanted to be Aaliyah. I wanted to be fucking Aaliyah, period. I didn't know what that meant, but I wanted to be Aaliyah when she was on Die Hard, Die Young, whatever. the movie with Jet Li. I want it to be her, period. And now I have the opportunity to do it because now I have done some acting. When I first moved here, I was doing background full time, but it wasn't paying enough, so I had to do the job my friend hooked me up with, which was serving. I worked at iPick, so I worked at a movie theater. So I used to see celebrities come in all the time. I got to watch movies for free, all of that. So I don't know. It's crazy how a disaster like that could literally change your whole life, and you think it's the worst thing that could ever happen to you in that moment, but then it ends up being the best thing that God needed to happen to give you a better opportunity, a better life. And that's what I've been kind of like thinking about lately. I'm just like, damn, like my biggest thing right now is literally just surrendering. Like I need to just surrender to God's plan and stop. Surrender to God's plan. Now he might plan on me taking you back to the dang on shelter. Y'all want a cat? But no, like surrendering to God's plan and knowing that, like, you know, everything is gonna work out for the better, for the best. And move. You get on my nerves. Did you eat that sausage? Knowing that everything's gonna end up exactly how God wants it to be, and that's the best option. Cause I was trying to control my life for so many years, and now I'm just like, okay, girl, you are not God. Stop trying to play God. Stop trying to be God. Let God do his work and surrender. Because every time he does, it's always bomb. Like, I want for my life what God has in store. So, yeah, this was just a little short mukbang. I finished my food. I didn't eat the sausage. I hated it. So, yeah, no shout out to them for that. But the shrimp was all right. It was a little overcooked. The corn was popping, and the potatoes were cool. But yeah. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Please comment on this video. If you're from New Orleans, put a saint symbol in the comments. If you're from Houston, put what you could put. Put this in there, H-Town, baby. And if you're from LA, put gang. What gang you rep? No, I'm just kidding. If you're from LA, put like, I don't know, a ram for the Raiders. I don't know. But yes, thank you guys for watching. I love ya. Peace. Oh.